All right, well, more Weeknd, Kissland. For those of you who are watching this today, you might be wondering, Bob, what the hell? J. Cole just dropped an album out of nowhere called Might Delete Later. It's got a diss response to Kendrick and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but honestly, I'm really not in the mood. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that, honestly. Like, I think really mostly, I've had Lupe Fiasco the Cool. I've had this album. I just got done with It Was Written by Nas. Like, those three albums have been sitting on top of my list for, it feels like forever. And so I wanted to get this one done. I've been wanting to work through some Weeknd stuff to try and prepare for the next album that's coming out, I think, this year. But I guess it's part 3 of a trilogy. I would like to do the first 2 before. I don't know if that's going to happen. And if I don't do those, I don't know if I'll do the third one, because I'd like to have the first 2 albums as, to complete the trilogy. And then, like, with the whole J. Cole thing, it's like, I'm looking forward to what's apparently going to be his final album, the Fall Off. And this kind of dropped out of nowhere. And it's like, you know what, honestly, just not interested. And like, in California, we're having our last gasp of winter, so it's cold, and it's gray outside. I'm kind of in a shit mood. I was reading a write-up and a Wikipedia entry about this album, and this is more like almost like a horror film. This is his life being on tour and like his own little world in his mind. And I kind of feel like going somewhere a little bit more dark, a little bit more toxic. I'm just kind of in that vein right now. With diss tracks, I feel like you kind of like almost be hyped up, And I'm not. Pretty fucking tired this morning, honestly. So just not really feeling the J. Cole thing. I'll probably get to it hopefully somewhat soon. I'd like to. I mean, that's kind of the plan, but this morning when I got up and all this shit was popping up, I was like, no, I just don't want to. There you go. And I think really that's the biggest thing for me. Like, it's not that I like J. Cole. I like him. I've only heard 2 albums, but I like the 2 albums I've heard, 2014 and For Your Eyes Only. I think both those albums are great. But if I'm just not in the mood, then it doesn't make any sense to sit down with the music, because I'm just not going to be into it. So there you go. There's my explanation for anybody who cares. In terms of Weeknd fans, my nose is running. I should have got like a thing. Apparently this is his debut album. I guess the trilogy, House of Balloons, all that was like a mixtape thing. Okay. He's kind of blown up now, I guess. But really I like the idea of something thematic and aesthetic running through an album. He did that so well with the House of Balloon albums. I liked all 3 of those. Honestly, I don't really go back to the albums that much. It's just a lot of different songs I ping off of and listen to from time to time. So, yeah. 10 songs, 55 minutes. Cool. There's 3 music videos. I've got those dialed up. That'll be for Patreon. If you're not on Patreon, it's $2 a month. I always add, it's uncut, but really the advantage of Patreon is there's no ads. YouTube just chucks everything full of ads nowadays. And of course the music reactions are Patreon only. I try to make like a little exclusive for that. I guess that's it. Let's drop in. Let's get dark. Let's get toxic. I assume based off what people have said and what I've read of this album, it's no ray of sunshine, that's for sure. Track 1's called Professional. It's produced by Harry Fraud. Dahila? Oh, Dahila. Sure. The Weeknd and Danny Boy Styles. There's a name that's familiar to me. Here we go. Listening to Kissland for the first time. Came out in 2013. Over 10 years old now. That'll be a shock to some of you, maybe. Always fun to point that out. Track 1, The Professional. And I do have this baseline of horror film in my mind. He has a great quote on Wikipedia talking about that. Like, that was his focus with this album. So I'm coming from that baseline. It's ideal. You need someone to tell you how to feel. Oh, trippy.
And you think your happiness is real.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is exactly what I was looking for.
The world has to reveal. But you choose to
Love all these production layers in here.
so you're somebody now. But what's a somebody in a nobody town?
Haha.
I don't think you even know it.
Cool. Cool little build here. Ah.
You made enough to quit a couple years ago, but it consumes you. It's everywhere you go.
Ah. Oh, neat little piano in there.
Got you tripping, got you losing your mind. I decide.
Cool swelling here, building of everything. Suspended. Oh, this is great. Right here.
I love you, love this love, but professional.
I want to pause right there just because I like how the production suspends and hangs and hangs and hangs right after the line. Now I decide when we're through. So you're just waiting for this other person to allow things to continue. A pretty cool little element right there, tied into each other. Something else I want to say, this came up, I think it was yesterday actually. Some random tweet I saw, not directed to me at all. I just happened to see it, and the guy was talking about, firmly believing that when you listen to a hip hop album the first time, you should not have lyrics up. You should just listen to it and take it all in. And so, of course, I quoted and retweeted, I'm triggered with a laugh emoji or whatever, right? And I'm not worried about the debate. However people enjoy music is how you enjoy it. So whatever your first listen experience is, you choose that. That's how you want it to be. Go for it. But I did like seeing the responses of people saying, yeah, I like not looking at the lyrics. I like just taking it in. And so what I might try and do, I'm going to keep the lyrics up. But if you'll notice, like when I'm looking at the lyrics, I'm looking this way. So it actually kind of works with my screen layout. Like if it looks like I'm looking at the lyrics on your screen, I'm looking at my monitor with the lyrics. So if I'm kind of like this, if I'm not looking at that square, I'm not really looking at the lyrics. I'm going to try and, like if I don't make out what is said, I'll look and read. But I'm going to try and read along less and listen more. I'm going to work on that skill. I think I've been following all this stuff for so long. I have developed an ear without realizing it. So I'm going to try and just do more of like a this type thing. More of a listen. And then I'll glance over if I don't quite make out what was said. Because I still also very much believe that elements like that. Now I decide when we're through. If I were to play through the song, get to the end, and then go back through the lyrics, I would probably forget that little element of the production hanging right after that line. Because those two things are, in my opinion, tied together. They're very specific. It's an intentional element. So there's, arguments to be made both ways. Anyway, all that to say, I'm going to work on listening more rather than reading along. And we'll see how that shapes out. Oh, cool. Cool drop into the beat there. It's got a nice darker vibe to it.
What does it mean? Oh, when your heart's already numb, you're professional. Won't treat it like it's personal. No,
this is cool.
Very cool. But now you know the value of $1. And girl, I make enough of it to spend. I love the way you put yourself together. I love the way you make that body bend for me again. Oh yeah. I love you, love this love.
I love the sound right through here. This is great. That little guitar through there. Yeah, very cool. A little bit of drum fill.
You were up barely holding your own. Girl, you've got it made.
Yeah.
Blaming yourself for when life did you wrong. Now you've got it made. I love you, love this love, but professional.
I love how the production's keeping a good rich tone, but kind of staying a little low key still. It's not excited. It's not full of energy. It's rich, but it's not like, I hope I'm not yelling into the mic. I've got the music blasting on my headphones. Oh shit, it already ended. Oh, I was caught off guard. That was great. Good opener. Very good opener. Yeah, it's called The Professional. I love, you love, this love. We're professional. We're sophisticated. You know, trying to... It's this great acknowledgement of the situation while also trying to pretend like it's completely okay when you also know this nothing about this is okay. Like you've got two people in pain that are essentially trying to pretend like they're not in pain. Opening chorus, or the intro, was pretty neat too. This idea of being a somebody, but now you're a somebody in a nobody town, and what does that even mean? And you made enough to quit a couple years ago, but it consumes you. It's everywhere you go. Just the thought alone got you tripping, got you losing your mind. I don't blame you. It's everything you know. And what a great kind of double layer here, because he's talking about himself there. And then you get into these verses where he's talking about this dancer, this stripper, or whoever it is that he's with. And making that metaphor of what she's doing and making money, but also applying it to his own self. That's pretty fucking well done, because it's nice and subtle, but it's there. It's pretty clear, but it doesn't beat you over the head with it. And nothing's really played out how it's supposed to, depending on somebody else's wealth. Now you know the value of $1. Girl, I make enough of it to spend. Love the way you put yourself together. Love the way you make your body bend. The second verse, this final verse, it's probably the best. All those nights. And now think about this verse, both for the dancer, but also for him, how it applies to his own self. This person who is now swept up in this gotta go tour, and I'm famous, and money, and all this shit, right? All those nights you were barely holding your own. Girl, you've got it made. Had you blaming yourself when life did you wrong, now you've got it made. Getting rich to the drums of your favorite song, you've got it made. Because your freedom was here in this cage all along. Beautiful line. Excellent line. How'd you drain all the soul from your eyes? Oh my God, dude. Amazing. How'd you teach yourself how to smile in a world where your dreams can't be real? Fucking incredible. Every touch that you sell is a lie. Take that concept and apply it to somebody who was a nobody and then blows up. You know, it's pretty fascinating, my opinion. Good shit. Great start. Okay, let's move on to track 2. I'm pretty fucking excited now. It's called The Town, produced by The Healer, The Weeknd, and Danny Boy Styles. Track 2, The Town. This is going to be... I'm really looking forward to the rest of this album already. I'm glad I did this, and instead of the J. Cole. Ha. Makes me think of Welcome to the Machine. I like how patient the songs have been. Just very open. Very, very patient to evolve. cool. Very cool.
I haven't been around my town in a long while. I apologize, but I've been trying to get this money like I got it.
I like that like guitar grind sound. That.
On the bathroom floor before I went on tour, like you said we couldn't do it again. In the hub, I'll give you something to live for.
I was chuckling because I love it when on the lyrics they spell out the ooze. That's why I laughed in that part. Cool, rich sound. Shitty pause for pointless commentary, but there you go.
Yes, I
Need change in beat here. Kind of jarring, but it's got that. I heard a couple guitar notes there. Or maybe not. Ha.
Be too good for you. Now I'm everything, you're everything.
Oh, neat. Nice shift of production there.
I know you'll take me now. The same place I left you in. I bet you'll take me. You did many
Oh, wow.
things.
And then it lets up. That part was like relentless right there. And it goes into this cool little guitar bit.
It made me feel so good before I left on the road. You deserve your name on a crown, on a throne.
Huh. I like the town. I want to talk about the end here before I forget. So you've got this second verse. Honey, please, you never thought you'd see my face again, but your love just swayed the lies. When he stared into your eyes, he just might be too good for you. You're almost dead to him. You're sleeping with a frozen heart. Baby girl, it's over now. You can always count on me. You're unshackled boy, unrestrained to touch, so immune to love. So immune to love. And then that's when the beat drops. It changes. And it feels like just like a hammering keyboard section, like loud, almost like banging, oppressive, kind of like thundering keyboard in a way. And I think that's important because then you get into it feels so priceless to me that you're always free. You'll take me in. Now I'm everything. You're everything. I bet you'll take me in. I know you'll take me in now. The same place I left you in. And then there's this little we there. I bet you'll take me in. So lyrically, there's kind of this implied bond in a way, like, helping each other. But musically, it's not. It's an oppressor. And so it makes it very sinister. And, come on, kitty. What are you doing? What are you doing? You gonna get comfortable or what? I don't know. You can see kitty. You can kind of see kitty. There's kitty. Kitty. Lay down. Come on. Lay down. You're distracting from the video, kitty. Although I think everybody likes the cat cameos. So you've got this thing of, we'll be together and I'll be with you and you'll take me in now and all this other shit. But it's oppressive. It's very oppressive. And then you go through that breakdown, and then when it drops to the hook, where he's talking about, you did so many things that I liked, and you like diamond rings, and I can provide for you. You made me feel so good before I left. That oppression kind of drops out. So it's almost like this musical implication of a transactional relationship, essentially. It's what it seems like. Another thing that I'm experiencing with this album so far, it's only 2 tracks, obviously, but the way he's using I and you and we and he and me and I, You've kind of got this layer of what he's talking about in terms of his life and what it was like being on tour. I'm kind of getting, I feel like how I felt when I first listened to the 2093 album by Yeat. And for those of you who did not listen to it, if you don't like Yeat, whatever, but the concept in that album, he's doing the same thing. You did this, and I did this, and we, and you, and they, and her. And it feels like this relationship struggle across all these different people who aren't really clearly defined. But as you work through the relationship, you find out it's all these voices in his own head. It's not individual people. It's him battling himself. And the concept of 2093 is just slowly working towards sobriety, which is what 2093 represents. And so I only point that out because there feels like there's just this emotional tug of war, basically, back and forth. And I think it's being personified into this relationship thing. But I think a lot of it applies to just him struggling with himself in this situation. That's the early take. We're only 2 songs in. Right. I do this all the time where I'm like, okay, we're not going to solve the puzzle before we get more than 2 pieces. And then I get 2 pieces and I try and solve the puzzle. Right? So let's move on to track 3 because this is great. I'm really enjoying this. It's called Adaptation. Danny Boy Styles, The Weeknd, and Kitty, you're hooking my finger. Ow, Kitty. And Tequila. So it's been the same production team so far. Kitty has been departed. Track 3, Adaptation. Here we go.
When the sun comes up, you're searching for a love. So your heart won't lead you to anyone. When the sun goes down, I know what you become. You become awake, unlike the rest of us.
This one feels a little lighter than the other 2 so far.
I lay my head on 1,000 beds. It's been a test to see how far a man can go without himself. I think I lost the only piece that held it all in place.
This is great. This is fantastic. You know what I really love about this is right before I set up, I was listening to a couple songs and I listened to the final track off of Echoes of Silence, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now. The last one with the piano and it's real mellow. You know, I need a thrill. Nothing makes me feel this real. Don't leave my little life. Don't leave my little lie. Great song. And what's cool in that one is it's him walking away from her. But on this one, it's more or less him choosing the same thing she did, right? Choosing the lie. And that's what he's saying in the chorus. I love this second verse. Adapted to the models who's adapted to the bottle. They take it down like water just to burn away their sorrows. I stay up till tomorrow to tear down all their morals. All is fair in love and war. She's pure. So pure. Like the love that's so uncut and raw. And that just makes me think of cocaine, right? Like if he's talking about strippers and where he's at, then you know there's cocaine. And so you get this line of so uncut and raw and pure. Probably gotten a little bit of a cocaine reference there. So clean, as opposed to what I offered. And I'm really kind of fascinated by this thus far. Just keeping the idea of the metaphor of all this kind of being about himself, his own self. I chose the lie. I chose the life. Then I realized she might have been the one. I let it go for a little fun. I made a trade, gave away our days for a little fame. I'll never see her face, but it's okay. I adapted anyway. Oh, it's so great. Just fucking toxic as fuck. Let's keep going. This is fantastic.
Oh,
Good sound overall too, the production. This sample here blends in really well with the way they've altered it. Good rich sound, good rich sound. God, the production is just doing all kinds of stuff right here. So many layers. And apparently the sample's from The Police. I'd probably know that song if I listened to the actual song. But I don't recognize the sample at all, especially the way they've distorted it. I like this little outro bit where you're saying goodbye to yesterday. This closing bridge, she just might be the one that the production is swelling, it's rich, it's full, it's all this sound. And it makes me wonder, when he says she just might be the one, what exactly does that mean? I feel like it means a multitude of things. You know, maybe this stripper he's with is finally the one that's going to fill the hole in his heart, or maybe the one he walked away from was the one, but now she's gone. You know, who knows, man? You can think about the metaphor in terms of lifestyles, maybe getting addicted to this kind of lifestyle. This is the life I want. Or the life you've left is the one you want. Who knows? A lot of different options there. And the sample usage is pretty cool. The lyrics: the afternoon has gently passed me by. The evening spreads its sail against the sky, waiting for tomorrow, just another day. God bid yesterday goodbye. So like the idea, the afternoon has gently passed me by. It's almost like that. To me, the idea I get is like crossing the line. You know, I've made the decision to cross into being famous and being a star and world tours. I've crossed into that. So now my normal life has gently passed by. That's gone. It's over. God bid yesterday goodbye. It's just gone, you know? And was it on this track or the previous one? Oh, yeah. When the sun comes up, you're searching for a love, so your heart won't lead you to anyone. When the sun goes down, and know what you become. You become awake, unlike the rest of us. It's so... I feel like that's him. You could almost take the sun going down as like a metaphor for his normal life going away, and then he becomes awake. But who is he in this type of thing? You know, it could be whatever he's becoming as he becomes famous. I don't know. What's so fun about this, though, is I like the subtlety that's being used, because you could kind of pick your own adventure in this. It's like a story where it's like you decide what happens next. I mean, I'm sure the way he wrote it was very specific to him and what he was feeling and all that. But he's left it open as well. So you really can take... I love it when artists do this. I love it when an artist takes something that's personal to them and they write it in such a way that the rest of us can take it and use it for our own lives. You know? Very cool. Very cool. It's great. We're 3 for 3 on hearts. Should be no surprise there. Let's move on to track 4, which is called Love in the Sky, produced by The Weeknd, The Healer, and Danny Boy Styles, of course. All right, here we go. Track 4, Love in the Sky. Kind of just drops right in, too, from Adaptation. Adaptation was great. I like this drum beat, too. Especially with the idea of the afternoon passing by, and now we're in the night. Cool little guitar jam here.
There's no one inside.
Haha.
But you're free to relax. If you commit to this ride, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
You've been here before. Remember these sheets. This world's not for us.
I love this drum.
It's not what it seems. This world's not for us. It's not what it seems. You learn to love how to dream.
Again, he's doing this great thing of, well, maybe not so much in this one. I was going to say how he's writing these lyrics that sound positive when you just look at it lyrically. That's not necessarily as true on this one, but I think there's some element of that. You're free to relax, commit to this ride. There's no turning back. No, it's not necessarily as true. You'll learn to love how to dream. But what I was gonna say too on the musical side, it's just it sounds amazing, but it's just so toxic. Like, it makes me think of that scene on American Hustle where Jennifer Lawrence meets, I think it's the Amy Adams character. Basically, it's the wife and the girl, the mistress, right? And the wife starts talking about her nail polish, how she has this nail polish where it's got this smell. It's sickly, but it's sweet, and he'll never leave her. She's just like the nail polish, his favorite nail polish, or whatever the hell it is. It's got that smell, even though it makes him, it's sick. You can't leave it. You love how it smells. That kind of, I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but there's that scene where she's talking, and she's essentially the wife is telling that he'll never leave me. He'll never leave me, even though, it's, the relationship's not great and it's toxic and they're both using each other and all this other shit. He'll never leave. It's just great. And the production, it's kind of got that same feel where it just sounds great, but you take these lyrics and weave it in there and you kind of weave this aesthetic in there, and it does have this like sickness to it, but it sounds great. This is cool. Very cool. Let's keep rolling. This is a fucking great track. Great ride so far. It almost sounds like hopeful here, doesn't it? Like you almost want to believe it. You almost want to believe it. But then it kind of falls out, which is a little interesting. Oh, cool. That like bass line sound is great. There's some thunder in there. Wow.
But I'm always getting high, cause my confidence low. And I'm always in a rush, ain't no time to fuck slow. And even if I tried, it's not something I would know. But I'm sure I'll make you come, do it 3 times in a row. And I'm sure you would have left, but that pussy in control. Got that pussy in control, I got it in control.
Ha. Oh, very cool. Very cool. That's a great song. You know what? It's really great about that closing section is, especially once you have the full verse too, right? Because you're talking about this girl and you're making her come and all that. But the hook is like very high rise, so you could almost take that as a climax or representing that idea. But then you get into this, how does it feel? Do you feel like you did before? See the world getting small? Are you free? I've been getting grown. I've been getting old. I've been flying around the world. I've been killing these shows. But I'm always getting high because my confidence is low. And I'm always in a rush. Ain't got no time to fuck slow. And then he gets into this ending, this closing section. I've got that pussy in control. I've got it in control. I'm going to make you come 3 times and all this shit. And it's just great, kind of like, I'll say it, one of my favorite words, duality, right? He's got that under control, but he does not have himself under control. So what a kind of wild ride to feel like you can have control over these women while you have no control over yourself. That's strange, right? That's probably a bit of a mindfuck right there. No need to hide. Don't overreact. You said you've been to the sky. We'll go beyond that. You've been here before. Remember these sheets. This world's not for us. It's not what it seems. There's no one inside. That opening line is fantastic. There's no one inside. That makes me think of American Psycho. And though you can see my, you can see my face and you can shake my hand and feel my flesh and blah, blah, blah. I'm simply not there. Incredible. School ride. 4 tracks in. How long has it taken? 43 minutes. All right. Let's move on to track 5. Belong to the World. Produced by The Weeknd, The Healer, Danny Boy Style. So it's all 3 guys. These guys are just crushing it so far. Crushing it. I'm keeping the idea too here of we got some thunder here in the end of this track. We had this huge climax and then it came down and it rolled into this thunder and rain. And so I'm wondering now, are we gonna drop? Are we gonna drop into this like pit? Because it feels like we've been building in that direction. So let's move on. Track 5, Belong to the World. Here we go. Nice. Kind of an anxiety type beat, which makes sense because at the end of the other song, I'm always in a rush. I ain't got time to fuck slow. Oh wow.
But nobody's ever made me fall in love with this amount of touch. Well, I'm not a fool. Oh yeah, I just love that you're there inside. Oh my God.
I'm gonna pause right here, back up a little bit. So I want to read specifically this annotation on the chorus because on the Wikipedia entry he did have a mention about this song, Belong to the World. Here he addresses the song in an interview with Complex saying, Belong to the World is about falling in love with the wrong person. There are some songs where I talk about the same person, but I'd like to make every song about someone else. Thursday's conceptual album, whatever the situation was, I spent the whole album focusing on that situation. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought I read something different. Maybe I'm confusing something. Okay, well that's pretty straightforward then. I'm not a fool. I just love that you're dead inside. Which I suppose that pairs pretty well with the concept of falling in love with the wrong person, right? Falling in love with somebody who's dead inside. But it is kind of fascinating, this idea of falling in love with somebody who's dead inside. But then that's also the person that teaches you how to love when nobody ever could. You know, you taught me how to love when nobody ever could. I know I should leave you and learn to mistreat you because you belong to the world. Let's keep going.
You've been the only one to make me smile. In so long, I've succumbed to
great sound. I mean, it's so wild to enjoy the music so much that's going along with the idea, I just love you because you're dead inside. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Sounds fucking phenomenal right here. I like this line, you know, I want to embrace you, domesticate you, but you belong to the world. Because it says a lot about her, but it also says a lot about his perspective of the world, what he thinks of the world, how he sees the world. Dead inside, you know, materialistic, shallow, that kind of thing. Somebody that just will use you. And if you think about that metaphor, you know, if this is when he was on tour and is in this wild world and he was in this space in his own mind, fucking makes perfect sense. All right, there's only like a minute left. Let's finish this one. Fucking fantastic song. Great song. You belong to the loneliness of filling every need. Oh my God. Nice. We're getting one more round of the chorus. Very cool. Haha. Well, we're halfway through and it's been excellent. Just excellent. Something else I want to say on the idea of saying this girl belongs to the world and the idea of maybe that's how he views the world. You could then take the lines of, I know I should leave you and learn to mistreat you as a little different, you know? Fascinating, man. Fascinating. You know, I don't know much about Abel's career. Obviously, I'm starting from the beginning. I don't know if I'll go through every album. Some people have said you can skip a couple or whatever. I don't know. I might jump ahead just to get onto that current trilogy, as I said earlier. But it seems like, you know, something that was very cool for those, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of John Denton and his channel. And that whole thing, how he got to meet The Weeknd. I mean, that's fucking amazing. And I mention that because it seems like, however his life has gone, Abel's life has gone, it seems like now he's probably in a pretty decent place, which is good. I'm glad to hear that. It's a lot easier to take these stories in of toxicity and horrible relationships and being used and using others when you know the person comes out on the other side. Makes it a little easier to process. I know that I'm saying too much, even though I'd rather hold my tongue, and I'll pull you closer, holding on to every moment till my time is done. This ain't right. You've been the only one to make me smile in so long. I've succumbed to what I've become. I feel like this whole verse could just be him talking about fame. You know, it's personified in a relationship with this woman, but it could easily be him talking about fame. It's so cool that there's a couple of layers in this album so far. It's been really fantastic. I'm not a fool. I just love that you're dead inside. Oh my God, man, that's amazing. All right, let's keep going. Track 6, it's called Live For. It's featuring Drake. It's produced by The Weeknd, The Healer, and Danny Boy Styles. So it's been the same production crew, although the first one had somebody else. Yeah, Harry Fraud. Okay, but other than that, it's been the same production crew throughout, which is fantastic. Okay, dropping in track 6, Live 4. Also looks like the shortest track off the album. Darker beat. I like the darker beat. Oh, they took it away.
They're trying to make me slow down, trying to tell me how to live. I'm about to lose control.
Kind of like this rapid guitar strum or guitar beat or whatever you call
I'm in my
it.
city in the summer, camoed out, leather booted, kissing bitches in the club. Living dreams we can never afford. Now we sitting in the back saying, this is shit that I live for. This is shit that I live for.
Oh, wow.
This is shit that I live for. With the people I die for. This is shit that I live for.
Faster tempo.
This is shit that I live for. With the people I die for.
It feels panicked a little bit, just a little bit of a panic.
This is shit that I live for. This is shit that I live for. This is shit that I live for.
Almost feels like a panic in an attempt to convince yourself that this is what I actually want.
How long do you think it's gonna take for y'all to fall? That's a serious question, cause I seriously question all of y'all. Been touring the world, man, I done spent racks in all the malls. And they know my story, flaws and all. I still got plex hanging wall to wall, dog. She just offered a strip tease, but she don't look like Demi Moore. Hips all on 45, waist all on 24. And it's all love in the city, still scream XO when that Henny pour. But I'm that boy, not just any boy. What the fuck you think that I'm in it for? Roll up in that thing, got hoes like Prince, but they know I'm king. Chubbs might hold that thing, if he get caught, he'll be home by spring. Things I shouldn't share, I mean for the sake of my career. I'm not trying to stunt, I'm just telling you the truth. I swear, this the shit that I live for, with the people I die for.
This is shit that I live for. This is shit that I live for.
I like the production here, really swelling up big time. Like overpowering, surging. And the claps, this shit adds a lot too. Ha! I love that guitar. That quick guitar. I don't. It's not a strum. A strum is that, but I don't really know what you call when like you're playing through a bunch of notes like that. It's, I guess, chord sequence or something like that. I don't know. Yo, so I'm hung up on this song a little bit, and the other day people were chatting in Discord, or maybe it was this morning. I don't remember, but and a couple mentioned, yeah, this is like the only song they skip. And I was like, okay, whatever, you know. There's all kinds of songs that people skip that I like. There's all kinds of songs that I skip that people like. So it's not really a big deal. But listening to this, you know, it's weird because I feel like Drake kind of ruins it in the sense of, not that he did a bad job, he did a good job, but I feel like his verse almost flies in the face of what's happening in the song. Because the impression I get from the song, both from the quick kind of rapid paced guitar playing, the claps, the rapid fire chorus, this is the shit that I live for, it feels panicked. It feels forced, like someone trying to convince himself, no, I like this. This is why I'm here. You're trying to believe this lie while the lie disintegrates in your hands, type of a thing, trying to hold it all together in a panic. That's what the whole song feels like. But then Drake comes in and says, no, for real, this is what I live for. I'm not trying to stop. I'm just telling you the truth, I swear. So it's like, it's like it defeats the purpose of the song. Both, either in the fact that he ruins it in the sense of he's not panicked because he actually does live for this, which kind of ruins the state of the song in the sense of having a level of awareness of this is toxic and this is bad, but I'm trying to convince myself it's good. Or he doesn't really like, oh shit, I forgot what my second point was. What was it? I forgot. He just like, it's like he doesn't get what's going on with the song. Or maybe, I don't know, I don't know. It's weird. It ruins the song. But he's not doing anything bad or wrong. But he contradicts what's going on with the song, in my opinion. And to me, it's no fault of his own. I mean, thematically, he's there, but it's like the lack of awareness in terms of this. And maybe I'm overthinking the song. Maybe the experience I'm having with the song is just incorrect. But I feel like it shatters the illusion, essentially, of what's going on. It breaks the metaphor because he's taking it seriously. But in taking it seriously, he doesn't realize what the metaphor is, type of thing. Huh. I did like the, what was it, the Prince King thing. Rolling up with that thing, got hosed like Prince, but they know I'm king. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Huh. Especially, too, like, coming in, this is track 6 off the album. Like, we've been building up this whole concept of this is not healthy, this is not good, this is bad. And then Drake's all like, yeah, I love this. You know, like, bro, no. What are you doing? You ruined it. You broke it. I was building this thing. You knocked my sandcastle over. Okay, well, there you go. Huh. And of course, it had to be Drake. Because if anybody would have came in and did this, my critique would be the same. But of course, it has to be Drake. So of course, Bob is shitting on Drake again. Even though it's got really nothing to do with Drake. It's just the verse and how it applies to the album and the track and the sound, everything. Anyway, all right, let's move on. Track 7 is called Wanderlust. I think it's the same production crew, to Healers, Andy Boy Styles, The Weeknd, yeah. God, that's too funny. That's way too funny. Track 7, Wanderlust. Oh my God. Oh, I clicked like instead of play. Sorry, that's my bad. Hold on. Here we go. User error. Cool. Very cool. This is like the first kind of beat that doesn't feel like a little sinister.
It's so hard to say the same thing. And you're so weak to say the same thing. And burn a hole into your apprehensiveness and let the wildfire shine and repeat after me. Good girls go to heaven and bad girls go
Good girls go to heaven and bad girls go everywhere.
And tonight I'ma love you. And tomorrow you won't care.
This is a cool beat.
It's something bigger than love. You believe in something stronger than trust.
Good hook. Very good hook right here. Yeah. Very good hook.
Don't you shy away from me. Just sacrifice your every last inhibition. I'm on your side. Don't patronize. You know tonight.
This song reminds me of just ever so slightly. There's a song by 9 Inch Nails off the Downward Spiral called Reptile. And the chorus goes, how does the chorus go? Oh, my beautiful liar. Oh, my precious whore. My disease, my infection. You are so impure. I think that's how it goes. Pretty sure. It's been a while since I've heard that one. But it kind of reminds me of that because the chorus, it's, I don't know why. Maybe it's just lyrical. Maybe it's just the way it's landing. It's just kind of got that same feel. Kind of this toxic idea, you know, precious little diamond. Oh, my beautiful liar, my precious whore. That whole thing. There's just a touch of overlap there. A little bit more upbeat than a 9 Inch Nails track I was talking about. Yeah, this is a big old banger right here. Big old banger. Haha. The Weeknd sounds so good right here. his like this. He's a great singer. I like his voice when he's singing, man. Which is, I guess, all the time, right? Yeah, this is great. This is great. Big old banger. Yeah, with that track, what sticks out to me the most is how enjoyable it is. And not that I've not enjoyed the other songs. I really love all the other songs so far. But this this is the first one that really doesn't have any kind of like sinister undertone to it. It seems like, you know, especially when you talk about Live For, the previous track, this idea that I got, and maybe I'm just fucking wrong, but the impression I got very much from that song was this panic. I need to believe the lie. This is what I live for. This is what I live for. It's just this panic. And here we are, like maybe that panic self-conviction has played out well. Because here, precious little diamond, let it come to you, leave it all to you. The way the beat is, it feels like somebody who is now comfortable with the lie. Very comfortable, because the song itself is very comfortable. And the lyrics, what's great is the lyrics, I mean, in terms of what he's saying, are still kind of in the same vein that we've heard throughout the album. You know, burn a hole in your apprehensiveness. Let the wildfire shine. Repeat after me. Good girls go to heaven. Bad girls go everywhere. Tonight I'll love you. Tomorrow you won't care. Precious little time. But it's just this fun party. It's like, I'm okay with this now. Comfortable with it now, you know? You're in love with something bigger than love. You believe in something stronger than trust. Wanderlust. Just sacrifice every last inhibition. I'm on your side. Don't patronize. You know tonight, it's the only time we'll have each other. Why would you try to waste precious time? Tonight we'll be right here. Tomorrow you won't care. They're in love with this idea of love. It's a shame that they'll believe it will come. It's incredible, man. It's almost like, I wonder if really this track is more of a personification of temptation. Like, don't worry about it. Just have fun. It's no big deal. It's just tonight. Enjoy yourself. I wonder if that's what's going on. You know, maybe it's the response to the panic, anxiety. It's the other voice in the head that's saying, nah, it's all good, man. Have fun. For those of you, I know I mentioned this earlier, but if it's hard to recommend because the production on 2093 by Yeet is totally different. Like the experience on that album was totally different. Both production, lyrics, vocals, everything. But if you like this, I feel like you should at least give 2093 a listen and really actually listen to what Yeet's saying and consider the idea of all these different voices in his own head going back and forth at each other, being embattled in your own mind with these different personalities. Because if you like what's going on here, but again, the production, it is a totally different ride. So I don't know. I can't give it a strong recommend. If you're a huge Weeknd fan, I don't know how much you would enjoy 2093, but 2093 is a great album, in my opinion. That was a great song, in my opinion. There's 3 left. I want 15 more, not 3 more. Track 8 is called Kissland. Oh, we got a different producer here. It's got Silky Johnson, The Healer, and The Weeknd. Okay. All right, well, let's jump in. Track 8, Kissland. And I think this is the longest track on the album. On the Wikipedia entry, he was talking about anytime you hear a scream, it's actually a scream. Because this album is, for him, a horror film.
When I got on stage, she swore I was 6 feet tall. But when she put it in her mouth, she can't seem to reach mine. Falling ain't an issue for me. I'll make 100 stacks right back next week and do it all again. I'm faded off the wrong thing, and I'll admit it's worth. I hope you enjoyed the show.
See, we've shifted away from Wanderlust again. Then we're back to a sinister tone. So I feel like Wanderlust was a personification of temptation.
Easy close up. Go ahead, girl, strip it down. Close your mouth. I just wanna hear your body.
Close your mouth. Trippy.
Fuck around, bring your whole crew on tour. Fuck around, turn you to my West Coast girl. Until they book a show in NYC. Gotta fly back east where the city don't sleep. Oh, I'm trying to finish all this potion. Baby, take your time. I'm trying to sip it till the morning. And if you're still up, I'm tryna fuck you in the morning. Ooh yeah, don't hold back, let it out. Ooh.
That little section, this Nothing's Gonna Change My Love For You, this rapid fire, high pitch, it's really kind of odd. And I feel like it's intentional, like it's done that way for a specific reason. I can't really dial into what that reason is though. I was thinking as just sitting here listening to this song, I feel like from what I've heard from The Weeknd thus far, early in his career, this guy is pretty good at taking what I would call emotional lemons and making lemonade. Like, I've heard a lot of albums, both on this channel and through other genres that I listen to in my own time and rock and all this other stuff, where people are taking essentially emotional trauma and processing that trauma or getting it out of their system or just expressing certain things or whatever through music, right? Which is a great thing about music, that people can do that. But a lot of times it's just hard, it's not enjoyable. And sometimes that's nice. Sometimes you need a good song you can cry to or whatever. But this guy, man, The Weeknd has got a real talent of taking whatever it is that's around him and turning it into something artistic that's pretty incredible. Like this isn't, he can capture these darker emotions, these deeper sides, but it isn't like a strain to listen to. It isn't a heavy lift. I think that's what I'm trying to get to. I talk a lot about To Pimp a Butterfly. It's an incredible album. It's a heavy lift. It's a heavy lift for me. When you get to You or These Walls, and it gets very, very ugly. And Kendrick does an incredible job of expressing that, but he does it's almost too well, because you can feel the ugliness here. And I don't know, maybe The Weeknd has done it so well also, in that maybe the ugliness is always just below the surface. And so maybe he's done an excellent job, like Kendrick has, of capturing that and translating it in here, because you can listen to this and you can enjoy it. You can ride along and it sounds great, and there's some toxicity and there's some of this and some of that. But it's never up in your face. Never really up in your face. And maybe that's what his life was like at this point in time. Maybe it was always just below the surface, covered up with fun and parties and drugs and girls and music and shows and travel. It was always all these things to distract from what was buried beneath. Pretty fucking good. Pretty good, man. I like The Weeknd quite a bit. It's impressive. You can meet me in the room where the kisses ain't free. You gotta pay with your body. Yeah. I mean, right there, that's kind of a great example of what I'm talking about, There's some ugliness there, but it's just below the surface. It's not hard to find. Don't gotta look very far, but it is there. I might fuck around, bring your whole crew on tour, fuck around, turn you my West Coast girl until I book a show in NYC, then I gotta fly back east where the city don't sleep. All right, let's keep rolling. There's still a lot of music on this track. See, that part, man, it's just so specific. Oh, we got a turn here. Maybe that's why it was so rapid before, to emphasize this transition into this slow tempo, low battery kind of a grind.
I got a brand new place. I think I've seen it twice all year. I can't remember how it looks inside, so you can picture how my life's been. I went from staring at the same four walls for 21 years to seeing the whole world in just 12 months. Been gone for so long, I might have just found God. Well, probably not if I keep my habits up, and probably not if I can't keep up with loving. And I can't stand talking to brand new girls. Only bitches down to fuck when you shower them with ones. Probably not if my niggas round him up and I make my driver get high. But if he goes under that 110, believe my driver get fired. And I don't got any friends.
Holy
got
shit.
X on my blood work and I'm posted up down in Florida. Fort Lauderdale to the Eyez. Cold drinks to Grand Marnier to the break of dawn. Blue milk. White Russian when the sun hits. White Russians with tongue tricks. I like the feeling your tongue rings. She liked the way my whole tongue flip. She cried hard for tuition. She cried hard to her teacher. I make her harder with
Goddamn. Well, here's the ugliness I was talking about, huh?
Back room with a VIP. She don't ever sleep. This ain't nothing to relate to.
Oh, shit.
This ain't nothing to relate to. And this ain't nothing
I'll let it
to
finish,
relate
and then we'll highlight. We'll go from the bottom back to the top. Great track. Great track. It kind of drives the whole thing home, man. Yo, I was laughing quite a bit at this outro when it first dropped in, because earlier in the album I was saying he does a great job of writing these lyrics in such a way that's specific to him, but vague enough to where you can kind of take it and apply it to your own life. And now here we have very clearly, this ain't nothing to relate to. Even if you tried. So I kind of like that, because it's a departure from some of that ambiguity that he's had in a good way. He does that in a good way. Basically, really hammering home the idea of this is what I am fucking going through right now. I'm not saying any of this shit to be relatable. I'm not saying any of this for sympathy. This is what I'm going through. Nothing to relate to. And, you know, my intuition kind of struck again, talking about there's ugliness beneath. Here's part two. All the ugliness. All the ugliness. I got a brand new place. I think I've seen it twice all year. Can't remember how it looks inside. Which reminds me of Joe Walsh. Life's been good so far. How's it go? I got a mansion, forget the price. Ain't never been there. They tell me it's nice. The whole song's about being a rock star and just this crazy rock star life. So you can picture how my life's been. Went from staring at the same four walls for 21 years to seeing the whole world in 12 months. Been gone for so long, I might have just found God. Well, probably not if I keep my habits up. Probably not if I can't keep up with loving. I can't stand talking to these brand new girls, only bitches down to fuck when you shower with ones. Probably not if my people round him up, we take him to the spot, tweak all day to sleep at night. My doctor told me to stop. He gave me something to pop, but I mix it with Adderalls and wait to get to the top. This line is huge, huge, right here, in my opinion. I don't care about you. Why you worried about me? I mean, that right there is, that to me, that really emphasizes the isolation right there. I don't care about you. Why you worried about me? I don't want you to care about me. Like, it's kind of like this, almost like a reflection type of a thing, like the mirror, like you why would you worry about me if I don't care about you? Like, almost just leave me alone. I'm trying to isolate type of a thing. All I want is that smoke. Give me all that smoke. Last week was my rough week. It's still dripping down from my nose. I don't know how to drive. I make my driver get high. If he goes under 110, he gets fired. I don't got any friends. I mean, this is just huge, huge ugly. This is all the ugly right here, spilling out. And it's called Kissland, which is the name of the album. And Kissland is his whole, the whole concept of the album is the tour life. It's fucking wild, man. White Russians when the sun hits, so he's getting drunk. In the first thing in the morning, White Russians with tongue tricks. You know, it's just everything. She grinds hard for tuition. She grinds hard till her teeth chips. Yeah, a lot of ugliness. But then I love the fact that at the end, he just hammers home, nothing to relate to. This is nothing to relate to. This is really, it's almost in a way, it's almost a way of saying this is nothing to party to. There's nothing to have fun to. He really emphasizes the ugliness on that. Good shit, man. Good shit. The Weeknd is excellent. And what's crazy too is this is so early in his career. Like, it makes me very excited. I need to like fast track more Weeknd album reactions so I can get up to date, at least on the current trilogy, and be ready for whatever this next release is. Probably going to be in the summer, which means I got a couple months. We'll see what I can do. It's always, basically every week it's just how can I disappoint more people by not doing the album they want. All right, there's 2 songs left of Kissland, which has just been incredible so far. Track 9's called Pretty. We got a new producer in here, Brandon Holloman, The Healer, The Weeknd, Danny Bush Styles. Here we go, track 9, Pretty. It's going to be interesting to see what's pretty after all of that ugliness. You know? This is coming directly after that section of ugliness.
Somebody told me it was pointless for me to come back into your arms. Said you fucked another man, finally.
Cool production on this.
I knew this day would come. Oh, 'cause I see fear in your eyes. You've been living out your life. As long as you know that when I land, you're mine. It's been exactly 365 since I seen your face.
Nice guitar strum in there.
I've been living on the road.
This might be my favorite off the album right here. This is pretty damn good.
Girl, I hope there are certain things that I've come to understand.
I love this like kind of echoey, spacious production that's happening here.
I try to master the art of that faraway love, but only so much can keep a woman warm. As long as you know that when I land, you're mine, and you will never feel so pretty.
Yeah, this chorus sounds great right here.
Oh, when I make it there. Oh, when I make it there. And he can make you feel this pretty. And he will make you feel this beautiful.
Pause there, I'm going to back up a little bit because it looks like there's a transition per genius anyway. Taking the idea of pretty, you know, you'll never feel so pretty, you'll never feel this beautiful when I'm there. And there's something neat about that, especially if he is representing ugliness in this. And it's not about like a contrast between the two, but it's almost like he is the ruiner in this situation. She is something that's pretty. And he's showing up. He's going to make her feel so pretty, so beautiful. But really, he's there to ruin, essentially. Because if you take the idea of somebody being pretty, somebody being beautiful, not just visually, but just in general, a beautiful person, there's nothing that this other character can then bring to that. You know, there's nothing that he has that can make her more beautiful because he is just ugliness at this point. As long as you know that when I land, you're mine. I can see fear in your eyes. You've been living out your life. 365 since I've seen your face. Been living on the road. You've been living all alone at home. I hope he made you satisfied. I won't cry. As long as you know that when I land, you're mine. So in this situation, it's definitely the ruiner coming home, essentially. Expectations can kill a simple man, simple woman. I try to master the art of that faraway love. But only so much can keep a woman warm. Now it's time like this I say to myself, we've been living in a cold, cold world. But at least I have you to rely on, even if for a short time. All right, let's keep going. Pretty fascinating. The Weeknd's really good at the oohs and the ohs and the na-na-nas and stuff. Huh. The production team has just killed it on this album, too. Totally killed it. There's still a minute left.
Souffrant d'un cœur brisé, une douleur très profonde. C'est là où je l'ai aperçu. Seul, prêt à entamer ses 17 ans.
I guess it just fades out here. Haha, trippy. So here's the translation for this bit at the end here. It says, when a fucking white dove sings its song, that's all we hear. Days roll like string in the wind. Tangled into my web, I reveal them again. It's been 10 years, my friend, that nothing else matters. She was just a kid at this time, suffering from a broken heart, a very deep pain. This is where I saw her, alone, ready to begin her 17 years. Okay. Something that did stand out to me in the chorus, and I haven't really been able to nail down, is, you'll never feel this pretty, you'll never feel this beautiful when he gets back, right? But then he's referencing the other person too, her other man. He can't make you feel this pretty. He won't make you feel this beautiful. And I was saying earlier how in this situation, it seems like the Weeknd is, this ruiner. He's come back and he's got all this ugliness inside of him as he returned to this girl. And so I'm trying to nail down the idea of, well, why would she feel pretty? And I think you kind of have to take in her perspective of it. Like, imagine if somebody's rich and they're famous and all these people want them and this and that, but then that person comes back to you. That makes you feel pretty special. But if you don't understand who that person has become, you don't realize that they're just ugly inside and they're there to use you like they've used everybody else. There's just that lack of awareness, essentially. Cool song. This is a great album. I'm sad there's only one song left. Fortunately, it's 7.5 minutes long. It's called Tears in the Rain. Do I want to look at lyrics more? No, I think I've already actually touched them all. I've already hit all the lyrics, yeah. Okay, yeah, okay. Final track is Tears in the Rain, The Healer, The Weeknd, and Danny Boy Styles. Here we go. Final song. Off of Kissland. What a fun ride this has been so far. Here we go. Track 10. Ah, descending down. Neat. like distorted but rich, but still distant to the sound.
They all feel the same. Adjust to the fame.
Huh.
'Cause no one will love you like her. It's pointless, like tears in the rain. So now that she's gone,
Oh, that bass layer that just came in. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That little layer is cool too.
with the smile, don't show the world how alone you become. Said and done, I already felt love, and I let it end up dying by itself. And when it's said and done, you're better off. You deserve real love, and I deserve to be by myself. Now every girl I'd say I feel the same.
Oh, great transition from the verse into the chorus lyrically. Oh, it's fucking great. That was fucking great. This is a cool song. Tears in the Rain might be my favorite. This is a cool song. There's like that guitar, like that kind of reminds me of 9 Inch Nails too. I wonder if he's a fan of 9 Inch Nails. I mean, if this came out in 2013, I wonder how old he was in. Downward Spiral was 96, 94, something like that. Man, he might be familiar with Downward Spiral. He might be a bit of a 9 Inch Nails fan. Or maybe the production crew is anyway. I want to talk about this verse. It's really good. When it's said and done, I already felt love, and I let it end up dying by itself. When it's said and done, you were better off. You deserve real love, and I deserve to be by myself. So there's another element. Remember before it was, I don't care about you, so why are you worried about me? Here's another layer to that. I deserve to be by myself because I've gone too far. I started too young to give up, and even if I changed, it would be too late. I exposed my waist. Now every girl I touch, they all feel the same. It's so that, like, I love how it pours into the chorus right there. They all feel the same, adjust to the fame. Because not only is he in this track kind of essentially accepting the fact that he is the ruiner, as I was calling him a couple songs ago. And there's some, I guess we ought to call it self-chastising, shame, disgust, whatever. But also, too, this pushing away. But also, it seems like even through all of this, he still has feelings for this girl. But he doesn't want to, even if he could have her, he doesn't want her because they all feel the same. They adjust to the fame. So even if he weren't this awful thing inside, as he seems to feel like he is, even if he weren't, it wouldn't matter because if he stayed with her, she would adjust to the fame. Like, she would just end up like all of the other ones who are meaningless to him. So it's this really difficult situation, right? Of even if I could have what I want, but in having it, I destroy it. Either way, either through my toxic innards or because of the situation I'm in with my life, and this person adjusts to it, and now they just turn into everybody else who I've come across in this 12 months around the world. They all feel the same. No one will love you like her. It's pointless, like tears in the rain. Now she's gone. Embrace all that comes and die with a smile. Don't show the world how alone you've become. This is fucking incredible. Again, it's easier to enjoy knowing that he seems to be doing better now. Like, I don't want to sit here and celebrate this person that's all alone and all this other shit, but it's fucking so well done. So well done. Let's keep going.
I could have set you free.
I love the dark kind of pause right here in the production.
She has
Great song. Great song. This is my favorite. This is my favorite from the album. What a great closer, too. Great closer. I like how vocally, too, he's just kind of going off. Multiple layers. Oh yeah, good. I was hoping we would just kind of hang in this feeling here. Oh, just gonna fade it out. Okay. Yeah, that's it. You know, one thing that comes to mind immediately with this outro, and this song specifically, but it's focusing on this girl, and they all feel the same, and go die alone, and all this shit, right? But especially with this final section for the outro, she has no recollection of the life she had without me. She let it slip away. She forgot the good things about me. She let it slip away. But remember, this also is kind of a metaphor for himself. So think about a person who has been thrust into fame and stardom and world tour and all around the world in 12 months and all this stuff. You kind of lose recollection of your own self. You forget your life before that. You forget the good things about yourself, especially when you're talking about all these ugly things that come up at the end of Kissland, and it's pretty incredible. It's again, this whole album has got like two layers to it, because you've got this relationship and you've got this surface, and then you've got this ugliness underneath, but then you also have still the metaphor in there about his own self and how he feels about himself. So these lines, no recollection of the life she had without me. She let it slip away. So sad it had to be this. Forgot the good things about me. I feel like he's just talking about himself, forgetting about the life he had before fame, forgetting about the good things about his own self. And if you look at it from the angle of him and his relationship with just fame in general, here's this little verse right here. I should have let you leave, but I watched you let me slip away. But I let you watch me slip away. I'm sorry. I could have set you free, but I'm selfish. I wanted you to stay. I mean, that could be just his own wrestling with fame. I didn't have to be famous. Didn't have to choose this. Didn't have to end up here, but I did. They all feel the same. Adjust to the fame. It's pointless. Tears in the rain. Great song. Great song. When it's said and done, I already felt love. I'd let it end up dying by itself. Said and done, you were better off. You deserve real love. I deserve to be by myself. Because I've gone too far. I started too young to give up. And even if I changed, it would be too late. I exposed my ways. Well, there's Kissland. Very, very, very glad I sat down with that. Very glad. I was on the fence. I was like, I felt obligated. I felt like I had to do the new J. Cole album because it just dropped and everyone's talking about the Kendrick diss and the J. Cole. I felt like I had to do it. I was like, I just don't fucking want to. I just don't want to. Which is a little weird because I like J. Cole. But I just wasn't in that mood at all. This was the mood I was in. This is perfect. Perfect. Oh, God. Production. Everything. The aesthetic, the mood. The only thing I kind of disagree with was both in the Wikipedia entry, which was a quote from the Weeknd himself, and then some other people were talking about it as well, is this was supposed to take on more of this feel of a horror film. And I don't really feel that element as strong. I mean, not to say that it isn't, you know, it certainly has some, it's dark, but I don't know. I think maybe I don't feel it as much just because I'm not a huge fan of like your typical horror films anyway. So maybe it just doesn't connect with me in that way. I mean, sure as hell isn't a pleasure cruise, right? This isn't fun and happy and yay kids, let's go to, you know, Legoland or something like that. No, it's not that. But I think specifically the quote that was on the Wikipedia entry, the Weeknd was talking about. So when you hear the screams, that's really what it is screams. But I don't really remember hearing a lot of screams. There was one song where it sounded like a quick little like cat roar type scream, and then there was one where the girl was screaming a couple times, but I don't really recall a lot of screams either. Huh. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Plus 10 tracks, 55 minutes, patient build in the beginning, and no rush, really work into the aesthetic and the theme and the feel and everything. Yeah, that was great. And then, of course, Live For. Oh, man. I really do, like, I don't know. Everyone thinks I hate Drake. And look, I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate Drake, but I mean, whatever. I don't. Really, the biggest issue I have with Drake is I just don't entirely understand why he's so popular, he's so famous, because I listen to his stuff and I go, yeah, he's got some good stuff. Now, granted, I haven't listened to everything. I probably listened to barely even a quarter of his music, a third of his music, a quarter. But yeah, this verse, man, it just doesn't. The verse works, except for the part where he's taking it seriously, in the sense of, I'm not trying to stunt. I'm just telling the truth. I swear, this is the shit that I live for, with people I die for. And so he just misses the point that the toxicity. I get. He's either saying he is toxic, he is these things, or he just doesn't get that this is not supposed to be something you're celebrating, in a sense. Anyway, whatever. It had to be Drake. If it was anybody else, it would have been totally fine. But because it's Drake, everyone's going to think, oh, Bob's just hating on Drake. No, it doesn't work. This doesn't work in this setting. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, great ride. I still have to do music videos, so I still got 3 more music videos to get through. My family's sitting here quietly, patiently. I think they've been texting each other and waving at each other and what have you. And you might be wondering, well, Bob, if your family's there, how come you and your wife aren't listening to the new Beyonce? We're scheduled for that for next Saturday. We've got that set up. We just can't do it today because we don't have time, which is another reason why I did this album, because it's shorter, a little shorter. We got stuff going on this weekend that we got to get ready for. And I don't want to rush through the Beyonce album. I want to sit and enjoy it. My wife can have her tea. We can chat and smile and have a good time. Kissland is great. Kissland is great. Oh, man. Okay, well, speaking of music videos, let's move into the music videos. If you're watching on YouTube, this will be the end of the video for you. Patreon is the exclusive for the music videos. If you want to watch, $2 a month. There you go.